Hello everyone, welcome to the next lesson. Today's lesson we're going to look at multiplication of decimals. Now at the end of today's lesson you should be able to do multiplication of decimals up to 2 decimal places by a 1-digit whole number. So please take note, you are multiplying a decimal by a 1-digit whole number. So you're not learning how to multiply decimal with decimals. So let's start with something simple. If I tell you to take 4, multiply by 2/10, what would that give me? Now you know that 4 times 2 is equal to 8. So 4 times 2/10 is equal to 8/10. And 8/10, if I convert to decimals, this will be 0.8. So 4 times 2/10 is 0.8. Now another way of looking at that same question is 4 times 0.2. 0.2, as you know, is the same as 2/10. So let's work this out. So just like multiplying whole numbers, we write down the number first. So 0.2 times 4. So I will start with the lowest place first. So in this case it will be the 10th, my 10th place. I will take 4 times 2, that will give me 8. Now 4 times 0 is 0. Now please take note, because I have I have only one decimal place here. So my decimal point will also be 1 decimal place. So this is 0.8. Okay? So you multiply decimals just like you would multiply whole number. Just take note of how many decimal places are there. So it must match. 1 decimal place here, my answer only can have 1 decimal place. Okay? Now let's do something a little bit more challenging. 0.45 times 3. So let's work it out. 0.45 times 3. Okay. So 3 times 5 will give me 15. So you see the method is the same as whole numbers. 3 times 4 is 12. 12 plus 1 is 13. So 1 and 3. Okay. 3 times 0 is 0. Plus 1 is 1. So my decimal point, 2 decimal points, so 2 decimal points here. Another way of thinking about it is, again, my decimal points must align. Okay, so just like addition and subtraction, my decimal points must align. So 0.45 is equal to 1.35. Okay, so that's manageable, I guess. Okay, so let's look at something a little bit more challenging now. 15.45 times 4. So again, let's work it out. 15.45 times 4. So my 1 digit is always at the bottom. Okay, my 1 digit is always here, and then my decimal is always on top. Alright, so let's do 5 times 4 will be 20. 20. Okay. 4 times 4 is 16. 16 plus 2 is 18. So 8. Decimal point here, because my decimal points must align. And it's 2 decimal place, so 2 decimal place as well. 4 times 5 is 20. 20 plus 1 is 21. So 2, 1. Okay. And finally 1 times 4 is 4 plus 2 is 6. So 6. So final answer is 61.8 or 80. It's up to you. Okay, let's do this together. First, copy the question. Once you're done, let's work it out together. Multiply 1.76 by 5. So this is another way of telling you to do 1.76 times 5. Okay, so multiply 1.76 by 5 is another way of saying 1.76 times 5. It's the same thing. So let's begin. 6 times 5, that will give me 30. 30. 7 times 5 is 35. 35 plus 3 is 38. So 38. Decimal point in a straight line. Okay. 5 times 1 is 5. 5 plus 3 is 8. And so my final answer is 8.8. Okay, so multiply this, I will get 8.8. Like I said, the 0 can be eliminated because the 0 doesn't mean anything now. It doesn't hold any place. Okay, so it's either 8.8 or 8.80. It's up to you. Ken? Okay, your turn. Try this now. Copy down the question. Work out the solution. Once you're done with the solution, play the video again to check your answers. Alright, pause the video now. Okay, let's take a look at this. Multiply 3.45 by 7. So 3.45 times 7. Okay, so let's work it out. 5 times 7 or 7 times 5 is 35. 4 times 7 is 28. 28 plus 3 is 31. Decimal point here or in a straight line. 7 times 3 is 21. 21 plus 3 is 24. Okay, so my answer here now is 24.15. Did you get it correct? I hope so. Okay, so we are done with multiplication of decimals up to 2 decimal places by a 1-digit whole number. I hope that you have understood. If you have any questions, feel free to either put it in the Google Docs or you can come back to class and ask. See you in the next video.